سلام، امروز اومدم با یه ویدیو دیگه. من چند وقت پیش تو یوتیوب بودم، بعد یه ویدیو دیدم که طرف تو ارتش آمریکا بود، از یکی از مراکز آموزش ارتش آمریکا فیلم برداری کرده بود و حالا نشون داده بود که چجوریه و حالا میخوام بیام اینو با ارتش ایران مقایسه کنم. من کل ویدیو رو ندیدم، فقط 2-3 دقیقه‌شو دیدم و حالا میخوام ببینیم که چه فرقی ارتش آمریکا و ارتش ایران داره. این برای نیرو هوایی ارتش آمریکا.
Welcome to the United States Air Force Academy. Located in Colorado Springs, this 18,000-acre campus is unlike any college or university you've ever seen. Over 4,000 cadets will spend 4 years here studying and learning how to become military leaders before throwing their hats
اینجاش بگم که ارتش ایران کاملا برابری میکنه نسبت بهش و اصلا یه چیزی هم ارتش ایران کم داره
in the air and graduating as the newest officers in the U.S. Air Force and Space Force. Now I'm extra excited to be here today because I actually spent 4 years as a cadet myself, graduating as a member of the class of 2018. Now, there's been a few things that have changed since then, but I promise they're the most spectacular places in the world.
Air Force Academy. ببین تقریبا میتونم بگم هتله، واقعا هتله، خیلی خوبه، خیلی خوبه. ببین پادگان ما، من تا حالا مرکز آموزشی افسرهای ارتش ایران ندیدم، اوکی، ولی حداقل مرکز آموزش سرباز ما یه چیز واقعا داغونه، یه چیز خیلی داغونه. حالا شاید تهران یه ذره بهتر باشه ولی من کرمان بودم، کرمان واقعا افتضاح بود. این هتله.
Nestled right up against the Rocky Mountains, the Air Force Academy campus has a very unique and modern design. As the home of thousands of future pilots and military officers, it makes sense that this place looks and feels the way it does. Now, right now, I'm standing in the heart of the cadet area on what is known as the terrazzo. This massive outdoor pavilion connects the academic halls with the cadet dorms and athletic facilities, and you really can't walk more than a few feet without seeing a piece of Air Force history. Static display aircraft line the four corners of the terrazzo, and over my shoulder you'll see the newly renovated air gardens and reflecting pools. Which, by the way, if you just so happen to be here towards the end of finals week, you may see the firstie class jumping into the...
ما تو ارتش ایران اصلا نمیتونستیم از پادگان فیلم برداری کنیم و فیلم برداری جرم حساب میشه از پادگان. بعد اینا قشنگ دارن فیلم برداری میکنن. شاید حالا قبلش هماهنگ کرده، نمیدونم چه جوریه، ولی این قشنگ داره
to signify the end of their cadet experience. There's a lot to see, but we're going to start with one of the largest and most important places on campus. I hope you guys are hungry, because we're headed to Mitchell Hall. Named after the legendary aviation pioneer General Billy Mitchell, this 75,000 square foot dining facility is one of the largest in the entire world. Now, what's most impressive is the fact that Mitchell Hall can accommodate all 4,000 cadets at a single time, serving them in just around 20 minutes. On weekdays throughout the academic year, cadets are required to attend breakfast and lunch, while an optional all-you-can-eat buffet is served for dinner and on weekends. The upper terrace or staff tower typically hosts distinguished guests and visitors, with the main dining floor reserved for the cadet wing. Now, unlike your typical college dining hall, cadets can't simply come in and eat lunch on their own schedule. Here at the Air Force Academy, you arrive in style, or rather, march in style. It's called noon meal formation, and it's one of the most time-honored traditions here at the Air Force Academy. In fact, it's about that time right now. Why don't we go head back out to the terrazzo to see what this formation is all about. Noon meal formation is a tradition dating back to the early days of Academy history and involves the entire cadet wing forming up to march into Mitchell Hall together. The formations are led by the highest ranking cadet, the cadet wing commander, with each cadet squadron following closely behind. It's also a pretty common occurrence for there to be a noon meal flyover, definitely a perk of attending the Air Force Academy. Whoa. Now, while the formations themselves are quite orderly, it's always a bit of a mad scramble to get into place before the call to attention is made. Now, for first-year cadets, or 4 degrees as they're known here at the Academy, there's a pretty strict set of rules that have to be followed. One of those is running the strips. 4 degrees aren't allowed to take a direct path out here on the terrazzo. Instead, they have to run the marble strips that line the periphery. squaring their corners and greeting every upperclassman along the way. Now we do have a little bit of time here, so for old time's sake, I think I'm going to hop in line and give it the old Tizo shuffle. Well, now that the cadets are all enjoying lunch, we've pretty much got the entire place to ourselves. So why don't you follow me, let's head inside and take a look at the dorms. Situated on either end of the terrazzo are the two cadet dormitories. Saigon Hall to the south is named after the Air Force Academy's only Medal of Honor recipient, Lance Saigon. And Vandenberg Hall to the north is named after the Air Force's second Chief of Staff, Hoyt Vandenberg. These massive 6-story tall dorms house all 4,000 cadets who are required to live here throughout their 4 years at the Academy. The cadet wing is divided into 40 different squadrons, which are comprised of roughly even number of cadets from all 4 class years. Cadets live, eat, and take part in military training with their squadrons, which all bear unique names and patches that can be traced back to notable Air Force history in military aircraft. Now I wanted to bring you inside Cadet Squadron 28, the Blackbirds, named after the legendary SR-71 Blackbird. This also happens to be the same squadron I graduated from when I was a cadet here at the Academy. In fact, this is even my old room. I painted this aircraft and also wrote our squadron mantra of 80,000 feet in climbing. Also, both my dad and uncle graduated from Squadron 28 when they were cadets. So when I was walking around these halls, I definitely felt a lot of family pride that kept me motivated during my time here. Now the dorms also include quite a few amenities to make sure cadets have access to everything they might need. On the lower levels, you'll find the cadet barbershop, tailor shop, and mailroom. And there's also a cadet store stocked with food and other items available for purchase. Now
در این استورش بگم توی پادگان ما توی کرمان یه فروشگاهی داشتیم اسمش 808 بود. اوکی. بعد حالا کلا هم که هیچ مواد غذایی خاصی توش نبود و همیشه هم صاف بود و همیشه هم شلو بود. اسمش 808 بود. بعد هیچکی نمیدونه چرا دلیلش چیه که سوپرمارکته اسمش 808 بود. حالا اینجا استور داره.
We're in Colorado. Cadets can even head to the ski shop to pick up some gear before a weekend getaway. Lastly, if you head outside to the lowest level, you'll find a series of courtyards known as the quads. These areas include sand volleyball courts, outdoor grills, and plenty of space for cadets to hang out and relax outside when the weather's nice. Now, as far as the
یه چیز جالب که داره اینا هم آنکارد تخت دارن. ببین بالا قسمت سفیده، پایین قسمت قرمز. آنکارد ایران هم خب ارتش ایران هم اینجوریه دیگه. 2 تا پتو بهت میدن و 2 تا ملافه که بعد همیشه تختت آنکارد باشه. ما حتی حالا بعضی جدی نیستن. توی پادگان خرم‌آباد خیلی جدی نبودن. تو پادگان کرمان جدی بودن و تو باید تختتو شونه میزدی. ببین اصلا خنده‌دار بود که تختتو شونه بزنی. که نمیدونم اون فرم باشه که اون تمیز باشه. بیشتر جنبه ظاهری داشت آموزشی ما.
room goes, all of the layouts are pretty much the same, coming with a standard desk, bed, sink, and closet. However, some rooms can accommodate 3 cadets like this one, which is where you'll see.
ببین واقعا دوست داشتم برم تو ارتش آمریکا الان که اینا رو می‌بینم. هرچند کلا ارتش کلا چرته تو همه جای جهان ارتش چرته ولی این چیزی که من می‌بینم خیلی خوبه. خیلی خوبه.
Bunk bed setup. Now what you're looking at right now is a first-year cadet dorm room, and that's why it looks pretty bare bones. They're required to be in strict military standards. And if you come take a look at the bed right here, you'll see that upperclassmen will actually come by with a ruler and make sure folded to a perfect 18 inches here from the collar. Scooting back a little bit, you've got the hospital corners, the folded academy blanket.
بهش میگن کاغذی، میگن باید آنکاردت کاغذی باشه، یعنی خیلی باید دقیق باشی، یعنی باید همون باشه، غیر از این ممکن نیست.
And then my least favorite part when I was here is the military drawer. So come take a look at this.
Oh.
These are your t-shirts, your shorts, and they're folded to a perfect 10-inch by 10.
دقیقاً الان داره میگه لباسا باید سر جا باشه. ببین لباسا رو ما همچین جایی نداشتیم، همچین چیزایی نداشتیم. ولی لباسای تو باید خیلی تمیز باشن و بعضی وقتا چک میکردن. مثلا زیرپوشت، حالا شورت تو چک نمیکردن ولی زیرپوشو حتما چک میکنن که باید سفید باشه، نباید مثلا نمیدونم کثیف باشه.
Now last but not least, If we walk over here, you'll find the closets. So for first-year cadets, no civilian clothes are authorized. However, by the time you graduate, you'll have collected a ton of different uniforms that are used in various ceremonies and military training. There's a lot to see. It's a nice room. I enjoyed my time here, and yeah, definitely brings me back.
Now, out of all the buildings here at the Air Force Academy, there is one piece of architecture that will forever remain the most iconic: the chapel. Completed back in 1962, the chapel is one of the top tourist attractions in the state of Colorado, with over 500,000 visitors coming every single year. The most striking aspect of the chapel is the row of 17 spires that are set to resemble mountains in the background, raised sabers, and fighter jets flying in formation, reaching as high as 150 feet into the thin Colorado air. Now, heading inside, you'll find the stunning Protestant sanctuary on the main floor, with a pipe organ and pews that can accommodate up to 1,200 individuals. The lower levels include the Catholic, Jewish, Muslim, and Buddhist worship areas, in addition to the all-faith rooms that are designed for smaller religious groups.
داره میگه که برای مسیحی‌ها، یهودی‌ها، مسلمان‌ها، حتی بودایی‌ها مکان‌های مثلا مذهبی دارن، یعنی مکان‌هایی که برن دعا کنن.
Sitting just behind the Cadet Chapel is one of the Academy's newer buildings, and it definitely has its own unique and modern design. Known as Polaris Hall, this 105-foot-tall glass and steel tower is angled in precise alignment to the North Star. It houses the Academy's Center for...
کاش واقعا ما همچین چیزایی تو ارتش ایران ببینیم. من برای دانشکده افسری رو ندیدم، ولی عمرن حتی 1% شبیه این باشه. خیلی این خوبه. خیلی. اگه واقعا همچین چیزی باشه، آدم میتونه لذت ببره، آدم میتونه بگه که آره آقا من برم 2 سال سربازی حداقل یه چیزی قراره یاد بگیرم، قراره یه زندگی اوکی نورمالی داشته باشم، تو بتونی وسایل شخصی تو ببری، اتاق جداگانه داشته باشی، نمیدونم خوابگاه درست داشته باشی. ولی اصلا پادگان ما، یعنی پادگان‌های ایران، اصلا خوابگاه یعنی چی؟ همش تخت گذاشتن و همین بغل هم میخوابم. بعضی وقتا اگه تخت نباشه تو باید رو زمین بخواب و من میخوابیدم. خیلی ما رو زمین میخوابیدیم.
Character and Leadership Development, whose mission is to develop leaders of character who will go on to serve as Air Force officers. Inside, you'll find a 200-seat forum and 10 state-of-the-art collaborative rooms. There are 966 panels that comprise the glass tower, which serves as a chimney to exhaust heat. To help reduce the glare, the lower portion of the tower is coated in a white frost, acting as a translucent shade, and a hanging mirrored sculpture above the forum provides an artistic reflector for interior lighting.
Now, the most significant place inside Polaris Hall is right here in the Honor Board room. The Cadet Honor Code states that you will not lie, steal, or cheat, or tolerate anyone who does. In the event that a cadet falls short, an honor board is convened where a group of cadets gather around this table right here and decide whether or not the cadet in question deserves a second chance. Now, where I'm sitting right now is what I like to call the hot seat. And that's because everything in Polaris Hall is designed to put an emphasis on the individual sitting right here. In fact, when you look up, you can see straight to the top of the glass tower, and let's just say that you definitely don't want to be sitting here for too long.
Connected to Polaris Hall and located northwest of the cadet area is Arnold Hall, named after General Henry Hap Arnold, who was the Air Force's first and only 5-star general. Arnold Hall serves as the social center for the cadet wing and is also open to the public. Inside, you'll find a large theater and ballroom, in addition to a food court, coffee shop, and even a cadet bar known as HAP.
بار داره، کافی شاپ داره، سالن تئاتر داره، سالن بازی داره.
There are many historical displays and exhibits shown all throughout Arnold Hall, including this wall that showcases every Academy graduate who has gone on to become an astronaut. Which, speaking of astronauts, just outside Arnold Hall is the Air Force Academy Planetarium. This incredible facility features state-of-the-art projection technology and immersive surround sound that serves as both a learning environment for cadets and a place for the public to come catch one of the many free shows that are offered throughout the year.
Now, to any of you watching this video who might be interested in applying to the Air Force Academy yourself, you'll find that the application is different than pretty much any college application out there. You're required to obtain a nomination for the U.S. Congressman, and you'll have to pass a medical evaluation as well as a physical fitness test. I'll break down cadet life, give you my tips and tricks about making the most out of your time here, And I'll also tell you what you can expect when it comes time for job selections and serving as an active duty Air Force officer.
خب اگه مردا باید موهاشون رو کوتاه کنن، خب زنا هم باید موهاشون رو کوتاه کنن دیگه. چرا مثلا مردا باید موهاشون رو کوتاه کنن؟ مثلا چه دلیلی داره که باید مردا موهاشون رو کوتاه کنن؟
Upon graduation. And lastly, to all the parents out there, I promise this course is for you as well. Not only will you get a great understanding of what the Air Force Academy is all about, but you'll also learn how to best support your son or daughter throughout the entire process. If you're interested in enrolling in the course or learning more, you can click the link down in the description below for all the details.
این پارتش زیاده و 22 دقیقه است و شاید 2 تا پارت ازش بسازیم. این قسمت اولش بود و من درباره قسمت اولش باید بگم که فانتاستیک. یعنی من اگه اونجا بودم شاید میرفتم ارتش نیرو هواییشون شرکت میکردم، ولی خب خیلی عجیبه، خیلی عجیبه. اصلا به پادگان نمیخواد، بیشتر به یه هتل تفریحی میخواد. در کل که مرسی که این ویدیو رو دیدید، امیدوارم لذت برده باشید. این مقایسه که نبود، یه بیشتر حسرت بود بین ارتش ایران و ارتش آمریکا. مرسی که این ویدیو رو دیدید. خدا نگهدار.